Don't do what I do. I know that sounds weird coming from someone whose channel is all about telling people about these modules and going over all the various aspects of role playing games, but don't do what I do. Don't exactly listen to what I say with full earnest. I think that the purpose of my channel, at least that's what I want, is I want whatever I say to be a suggestion. I don't always use the right vernacular. Sometimes I say, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. But that's just me being passionate about what I'm saying at the time. What I want my channel to be about is getting you to think. I want you to question what you are reading. If you're reading a module and you see an encounter, do you think that that is the correct encounter? Or do you think that it is wrong? I can't tell you exactly what's right and what's wrong. I obviously suggest things, but I can't tell you if it's right or wrong. That entirely depends on your game. It entirely depends on the thing that you're running. And I want you to think. That's basically the thing I want to just go over here is question everything you're looking at. Why is this rule written a certain way? Why is this monster encounter the way that it is? Why is the story beat the way that it's addressed? Question it. And when you sit down and question why that is, what is the big bad's motivation? Why is the dungeon laid out in this way? When you ask these questions to yourself, you are going to hopefully discover an answer. And if you do discover that answer, then you discover if you like that or not. If you like it, then that's perfect. Run it as is. But if you don't like it, then change it. If you read something and you realize it just doesn't fit well with what you are trying to present, whether that be in the world or in the game mechanics or whatever, change it. Now, of course, the other spectrum here is you read something and you don't know what you're thinking. You don't know what exactly is at the forefront of your mind. That's a bad thing as well, but it's a good thing to learn. When you ask that question of do you like it, yes or no, if you don't know what it is, then that's telling. If you're not going to like it, then are your players going to like it? You know, you have to sit down and honestly be honest about yourself. We buy these modules, whether they be $30, $40, $50, and not all the time are they, in your mind, maybe a great product. Maybe you think to yourself, okay, I spent all this money on this thing, and now I'm looking at it and I don't like certain aspects of it. Then question it. Is there redeemable ideas in here? Is there something worth salvaging? And if there is, go for it. Change it. Do it. Make it your own. I stress this all the time. Anybody could run any of these modules. I've got all these modules right here. Bam, bam. All these modules. Anybody could run those modules. Anybody. But you can run your own module. You can take any one of those books and make a spectacular piece. You can make an excellent story. You can forge epic tales between you and all those people at the table. And yes, those books are guiding hands. They're helping you along the way. But it's you. It's you and your players that make that module spectacular. The modules themselves, of course, they have redeeming qualities. But it's you and your players that make this special. Your players didn't sit down at the table to play that module. Your players sat down at the table to play your module. Play your module, run your module, and make it your own. Never run any of those modules as written, because anybody could run those modules as written. Nobody can run your module. Nobody can except for you. And that is what people are going to enjoy. That is what your players are going to be talking about for ages to come. Your players are going to be talking about that one epic time at that table that was between you and everyone else there, and no one can take that away from you because that was yours. I want you to question everything you look at and see if it is right for you. I am just throwing out some suggestions for you all. I am guiding you guys along the way, but you don't have to follow me. I'm showing you the way, but you can go ahead and forge your own path, and I encourage it. I want you to look at an encounter. I want you to look at a story beat. I want you to look at the NPCs. I want you to look at these things and honestly give your own impressions. I want you to make this game your own because that is what we want. We want this to be our own. I have a lot to say about all these pre-made modules and all these game systems and all these roleplay scenarios and whatever else. I've got a lot to say. And I will be going ahead and saying all these things over the course of however many months or years my YouTube channel grows and whatever else. I'm going to be talking about all these things, but I stress to you, don't take everything I say to heart. Not immediately. I want you to question these things. Obviously, when I speak, I'm trying to speak from experience and I'm trying to give you an honest opinion. And hopefully that does shed some insight, but I don't want to influence you. I want to make you think for yourself. Because when I started DMing, I didn't have anywhere to turn except for the DMs that I was under. And they helped influence me in the decision making of questioning things. And that was great. When I started off as a player, I sat there and thought to myself, oh man, this module is really cool. Oh, that was an awesome encounter. Oh, that was cool. And then I actually sat down and started reading that module, and that one was specifically Out of the Abyss. And I looked at my DM and I said, how did you do that? How did you transform these words on a page into an amazing story? I wanted to know. So I asked him, and then I started DMing myself. And when I did, of course, like many DMs, I sucked. I sucked quite a lot at DMing. But that was just something I got better at over time. I'd like to think I'm a good DM now, but I'm not the greatest. I'll gladly admit to that. I don't think anybody's the greatest. I think it's just something you get better at over time. Over the course of however many months, years, and eons that you're DMing, you will get better over time. So long as you're open to suggestions, so long as you're willing to question what is in front of you, and so long as you're willing to work with your players to make a fun game. That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I just want to talk about my feelings about all this stuff because I'm seeing a lot of RPG YouTubers going out there and telling their opinions and trying to influence the game because they are influencers. Mind you, they may not be trying to influence the game, but they are. They just are. Whatever opinion they throw out there, that is going to drive people to either agree with them or disagree with them. And I wanted to just make sure that whether you guys listen to me or not, I'm not trying to influence you, but I want you to question. With this video in particular, I'm trying to influence you to think, mind you, but yes, in other videos where I'm covering all these other content, I don't want to make you think that there is only one right option. There is no one right option. I want you to go ahead and discover that yourself. I'm just trying to keep it real, keep it honest with you all. You guys are absolutely incredible. And my patrons up here, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for allowing me to have this little soapbox that I can sit down on. By the way, I'm sitting down on the floor if you guys couldn't tell. This is a couch right in front of me. My setup is terrible. Thank you so very much for allowing me this opportunity. Thank you all for listening. You guys are great. And keep it real, keep it awesome, and keep on keeping on being great. That is going to do it for me for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one.